I got the text late at night. My phone buzzed on the kitchen counter, the screen lighting up the dark room. I picked it up, expecting maybe a funny meme, a casual good night. Instead, it was from her. Simple words, but they hit like a fist to the chest. I can't do this anymore. I'm choosing him. I dropped the phone. My hands shook. My chest felt hollow, like the air had been stolen from my lungs. I kept staring at the words over and over, hoping they'd rearrange themselves into something else. Something that didn't end with her choosing another man over me. The truth had been creeping in slowly, like shadows stretching across the walls at sunset. At first, it was subtle missed calls, a sudden hush when my name appeared on her phone, the faint smile she'd give at messages she didn't show me. I told myself I was imagining it, that my insecurities were getting the better of me. Maybe I was overthinking. Then came the little signs that gnawed at me more than I could admit. The perfume I didn't recognize, the faint laughter drifting from her phone in the middle of the night, her excuse about a late work friend that didn't make sense. I started questioning myself, wondering if I was too clingy, too paranoid, too blind to see the truth in front of me. One evening I found it. Her phone, unlocked for a fleeting second on the kitchen counter, while she answered the doorbell. A string of messages, warm, intimate, and unmistakably meant for someone else. I read the words and felt my heart splinter. I wanted to throw the phone, to scream, to beg her to explain, but I didn't. I just stood there, frozen, the sounds of her footsteps on the porch fading into a painful silence. I confronted her the next morning. My voice was quieter than I expected. Shaky, controlled, like I was testing the waters. Who is he? Her face fell, but not in shock. More like relief or maybe guilt finally spilling out. She didn't deny it. She tried to explain, saying things I wanted to hear. That it wasn't just about him, that she'd felt something missing for months, that it wasn't my fault. Her words tumbled out, messy, sincere in a way that hurt even more. I listened. I felt the love we had shared, the long evenings on the couch, the quiet mornings over coffee, the way she laughed at my dumb jokes. Every memory suddenly felt like it had a shadow behind it, a secret that now mocked me. And yet, even as my chest ached, I realized something. Love alone couldn't keep me there. Not when respect and trust were gone. I remember sitting on the edge of the bed that night, staring at her face as she packed a bag. She looked smaller, almost fragile, and I hated that I felt no anger, only a quiet sorrow. I thought of all the moments I had ignored, the subtle signs I had brushed off, the times I had hoped things would go back to normal. And I realized that clinging to hope now would be a betrayal of myself. So I stood up. I didn't shout. I didn't beg. I just said, I can't do this. My voice was steady, a stark contrast to the storm inside me. I walked to the door, each step heavy but purposeful, and I didn't look back. Not once. As I drove away, the city lights blurred past the windshield, a mix of neon and shadow. I thought of the love we had lost, and yet, strangely, I felt free. The weight of betrayal was still there, lodged in my chest, but so was something else. A flicker of self-respect, of quiet strength. The days that followed were hard. Memories cut deep, every small gesture now tinged with the sting of deceit. But I began to reclaim myself slowly. I revisited the things I loved. Long runs at dawn, books I had set aside, friends I had neglected. I allowed myself to grieve, to feel, to breathe without the shadow of her choice looming over me. I never hated her. In a strange way, I understood her, even if her actions broke me. People change, desires shift, and sometimes, love isn't enough. But walking away without shouting, without pleading, taught me something I had forgotten. My worth isn't defined by someone else's choices. My life doesn't pause because someone else chose differently. Months later, I still think about her sometimes. I remember the warmth of her hand in mine, the laughter we shared. But I also remember the moment I decided to step out of the darkness she brought into my life and into my own light. And that moment, painful as it was, remains my quiet victory. I walked away because I loved myself enough to leave. And for the first time in a long while, I felt like I could finally breathe again.